26 years ago, women from all over the world gathered at the fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing. Being a turning point for the gender equality, the Beijing Conference has codified the women's full participations based on equality in all spheres of a society as a non-negotiable fundamental for the achievement of equality, development, and peace in all the countries of the world. Some of us would say that quarter of a century to achieve all of these goals set at the Beijing Conference is going to be enough. However, the reality, we all know, is somehow different. Not only are the gaps in gender equality not being closed at the pace we all desired at the time of the Beijing Conference, in many places, women are experiencing societal and political backlash triggered by the very progress in exercising their rights. Women at the global level and in Montenegro are still not sufficiently represented in decision-making positions and management structures. An average woman during her lifetime will spend at least 8 hours doing an unpaid work. And if we continue at this pace, it will take another 257 years, some estimate, to close the economic gap. This tells us that the road to achieving gender equality is long and challenging, and that it requires comprehensive, persevered approach, responsibility, and joint actions by all institutions, be it in the public sector, in the private sectors, and individuals. Many of you know that UNDP has been working for years to contribute to the empowerment of women in Montenegro and supporting and cooperating with various partners. The research on perceptions of gender equality in public administration that we are presenting today is one of the contributions to the debate, dialogue, but not only that. It comes at a critical moment when the new strategy on the next generation of the public administration reforms is being designed. And I hope that it is going to be used as a critical baseline, as the minister said, to take a stock of where we have done well, what works, and also at the same time, what are the lessons learned from the lesser successes that we had over the last decade. This research has been conducted in partnership with the two national institutions, the Human Resource Management Agency and General Secretariat of the Parliament of Montenegro. Let me conclude by saying that this research, we believe, and the next generation of the public administration reform is going to contribute not only to the increased gender equality in public administration, but that also at the same time this will trigger the larger contributions to the citizens' well-being, economic development and growth, as well as contribute to developing of the country's capacities and capabilities on its pathway to the EU accession. In that regard, many of us know that the degree of gender equality is a very good and universal measure of a societal progress, democratizations of the countries, as well as a measure of the sustainable development in these countries. I need also to express a gratitude to everyone who contributed to the realization of these interventions, to all the participants in the program that has now resulted in having 24 more trainers for gender equality in public administrations. They are the bearers of the knowledge, agents of change within public administration, and possess a valuable role in the process of creation, implementation, monitoring, and evaluations of the policies of the future. Today, while we joined forces with the Ministry of Public Administration, the European Union, Council of Europe, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, Swedish Gender Equality Agency, and all the civil society organizations and all the other partners that are involved in the gender mainstreaming in public administration. Let me say that it is just one of the critical pillars of the work of all these partners in the country. However, that in itself is not enough, and that's why it is very important and it's very heartwarming to see all the other partners and organizations to gather and support the interventions on the issues of the women's economic empowerment, but also the issues regarding the political participation and the leadership in the political sphere in the country. And those parallel tracks and of the interventions and improvement, I very much hope that down the road will trigger and will deliver on the commitments of the Beijing conference that all the countries around the world signed up one way or the other to. So with that in mind, on behalf of UNDP, I would like to once again invite all partners to undertake our common task and continue to devote our work and efforts to creating a society in which gender equality is fully achieved.